One week we need to drop some bars to that shit, man. You know, just go around the horn. We have 4 bars, huh? You ain't with it, ain't right? You the hip hop dude. Let's go. And we had the audience vote on who dropped the hardest bars and shit.
Come on, man. I can go to a bar and drop a drink.
Nah, come on, man. Let's come up with that. And I'm gonna get high first, because when I get high and drop some bars out, it's gonna be stupid up in this spot.
You won't get me to good.
Welcome to the Fourcast. We spit bars too.
Yeah.
Hey, GoldenEye Creations,
we spit bars. We take bars.
We sell bars.
Blue Dolphin.
Hey man, I was feeling this beat a little bit different tonight, man. This beat was feeling.
So what happened when you're on Molly, baby?
Hey.
That note, I'm out.
They don't call her holy for nothing.
Huh?
They don't call her holy for nothing.
We all
They missed it. They missed it. Mayhem, I got you though.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Holy moly, y'all get it. But,
I got it.
Okay, I just wasn't that funny or some shit. My man don't get no courtesy laughter.
Man, it's okay, man. It's all right.
No, I just shook my head like, all right. You know, me and
Mayhem support each other.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Regardless. You know, because it's hard
K5
out
over there.
Hey, it's hard out here for a pimp.
She the 5th Beatle, so K5.
Yeah. Yeah, she came in looking like the slave version of Alice today.
Wow.
What's going on, Keysha?
Hey. He started off.
He said you come in looking like the, he said you came in looking like the stunt double.
Hey, but Steve, here's the deal though.
Before I took my twist down, I did think I looked like slave version of it. That's why I took him down to try to poof my head a little bit, because I did not want to get it.
So I'm not so far off. Now, what you got to understand is you just got compared to Keke Palmer, so it's really a compliment.
Hey,
as backhanded as it may be, it's still a compliment.
It's true.
Hey,
it might be backhanded, but it's still a compliment.
You got a 21 on your shirt?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, that's
you backpedaling like Prime.
Marriage, baby.
Oh, I got you.
Wow. That's what we doing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome to the Fourcast.
Come on, Ben, take control of this show. Shit. And back this camera up off of us, man. You got the camera all in my face.
Hey, they want to see everything. People want to see everything.
No, you don't want to see everything over here.
No.
Draws.
We don't.
Onesie with no draws on.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want no trouble.
Yeah, good. Do that.
You don't want that
again,
big pile of this on the screen.
Hey.
I don't know where we at.
I don't know. I already showed myself rolling up one on A-Trap show one time.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Live too.
Because I needed to let them know that I'm still dropping this hard knowledge just like this. Because it was on some spiritual stuff too, and let them know this don't stop nothing.
That's that herbal knowledge, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, come on, be nice to the guests, man. Introduce the folks. To see how you don't take control of the show.
I'm getting there when y'all ready.
Damn.
All right, look. Welcome to the Fourcast.
In this month.
We review movies, films, documentaries, completely different way, 4 different perspectives. Tonight we got a special guest. She's been in the comments. blazing.
He may be going a little too far. He said special.
Man,
In what kind of way? In what kind of way? In a short bus kind of way special? What kind of special?
Hush. Go ahead, Ben.
We got Keysha Walker on the show tonight. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. All the comments and everything.
Thank you for having me.
And tell us the viewers and the listeners a little bit about yourself.
About me,
she's a choir director.
I'm not a choir director.
Oh, sorry.
But I do sing in the choir.
There we go.
We use that term loosely, sing, but go ahead.
Welcome to the group.
Ivan Dawkins, King
Ben
Dawkins.
and I was in the choir with you, wasn't we?
You were.
We was doing man singing.
You were the main one that was back there.
You said what, Ben?
I said we was doing man singing. We was singing.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I was singing. I don't know about y'all. I was singing.
Ben wasn't singing. Doc, you were clowning. You weren't singing.
Well, it was fun.
It was
said make a joyful noise. It was joyful.
Miss Walker, are you Miss Walker? Are you a teacher?
I'm not a teacher.
Okay. So the glasses.
Because you look like you call people's houses and tell them. I'm just saying. I mean,
no. I am not a teacher, and you may call me Keysha or just call me Pimp, whichever one.
Well, I'm just gonna call you K. I'm gonna call you K5 because H-Rap said you were the fifth Beatle, so you the fifth cat. So K5.
I'll accept that too. K5. I'll take that too.
K5. I'll give you K5.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
There's really not much else to tell, but I'm looking forward to having a good time with you guys tonight. So
I have one more question. I have one more question for you.
Yeah, me too. I got one more too. You go ahead, Will.
Are you happening to grading? Are you grading papers right now? Or? No? I'm just asking. Sorry.
Oh, something told me to make some signs in case y'all got out of pocket tonight, but I did.
Hey, you should have known.
I'm just asking.
You should have known.
Next question. Who else has a question?
Are you going to tell people about your good?
Are you a human resource worker?
It's my turn, Wilkes.
Oh,
are you going to tell the people about your good lipstick? Because you told us, and we like to let people know behind the scenes over here.
Wow.
I'm not
going
to
say Avon, Mary Kay, CVS. So which one is it? I just need to know.
So we're reviewing the movie Alice tonight, right, gentlemen? Right. We're just gonna move on.
You must ain't watched this show before. You know the movie review is secondary.
Yeah, just be in the comments.
That's just an excuse to get together. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with that.
I have watched the show.
Are you sure?
But I have. You don't remember all the comments I made last week?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I don't know you watched.
You don't remember the comments I made prior?
It's true.
When I said
that's why you're the fifth member of the group.
And I could take Dawkins' place because he wasn't there. Y'all remember?
I don't remember that part. So you're a substitute teacher now? I mean,
no, I'm not a substitute.
Ben, take control of this show, man.
Ben, take control of this show, please.
I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to get a feel for things. That's all.
Hello, Mr. Dodd. Welcome.
Pastor Dodd, thank you for coming through.
What's up, Pastor Dodd? We sorry, man. We've been cutting up in the pastor in the business.
Big Illinois.
Did H-Rap pay his tithes this week? Yeah, we need to talk
every week, Jack.
Okay.
Every week.
And I don't mean pay his tithes. I mean give his tithes. You can't pay tithes.
All of that.
I mean, even Judas.
And what about the love offering, Pastor Dodd? Because that's part of it. Did he benevolent and other one?
Is that part of the building fund
in church and all that?
Big Illinois, thank you for tuning in. What's the Avi here? I'm trying to figure out who that is on there.
The avatar.
I don't know.
Charlotte Wilson, thank you for tuning
in.
Charlotte Wilson.
Anime. Chris Crispin.
It's actually 9 minutes and 38 seconds. But you know.
Yeah, Mika.
Right, Mika. I mean, can you believe that? Like,
well, it's a difficult intro. Hey, we trying to figure it out as we go. Hey,
You know, touch and go, baby, touch and go.
But no touching.
Just
going.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
And not collecting past go either.
Let us go.
No, we're good.
He said, Pastor Di said, give brother B a break.
Yeah, we ain't no breaks.
Yeah.
Hey, Pastor Di, let me just tell you like this. Hey, the gospel is free, but it ain't cheap, baby. You know, we need these funds.
I mean, you know.
Okay.
Ben and Keysha done heard that before, haven't
Ben, please take control of this show.
I'm waiting on it.
Even Mary Magdalena had to put out, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I'm really through that. Well, I gotta get rebaptized again after that, man.
Man, good.
Yeah.
All right, A-Trap, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm about 8 pounds down.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Congratulations.
We can see you in the forecast today. I agree. Yeah, good job, baby.
Man, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm doing all right. Just getting ready for this terrible movie.
Can you explain why you just casually got on sipping bourbon today? We just need to know that. It was 8:31 and he just signed on like he'd been there the whole time, taking sips. He was comfortable in his chair already.
Yeah,
he wasn't rushing.
This movie pushed me to the brink.
When people are late, I like them to act like they rushing, come in out of breath or something like that. You know?
Thank you, Alfred.
I gotta casually show up.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, Alfred be on point, man.
Alfred be on it. Thank you, Alfred.
Theodora Harper, thank you for tuning in.
Hello, Miss Theodora.
All right, Doc, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Nobody
Man. I got this little Jesus juice right here, you know.
Jesus, huh?
All he had to do was just touch it one time.
Should have had Jesus.
Ain't it the first Monday or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's something like that. Ramadan's over.
First Monday you was drinking.
Somewhere.
Lord Jesus.
All right, so the movie Alice, which is available, that's what we're reviewing tonight. Available on Amazon. It's we could get into it, but let's give our initial thoughts. So, Keysha, this is what we do at the beginning: give our initial thoughts to the movie, and then we kind of go further into it. So, I'll bring it to you first. What's your initial thoughts on Alice?
Okay, so when I first watched it, I didn't give it a chance because I'm not a person that likes slave movies. I hate
Most
a slave.
black people don't.
Yep, she already spoke for me, so I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, like so like I'm like, no, I am not giving this movie a chance at all. But the more I watched it, I was like, okay, it's okay. So I watched it again with my daughter. And then I guess I kind of liked it a little, but still not too much. I just wasn't a fan of Mr. Paul. But the things that Alice did, like I guess during the movie, she was really coming into herself. I mean, the slap that she gave to Rachel, like, I mean, that thing that was for Sojourner Truth, Harry Tubman, all of them. I mean, that had to be the best thing I had. That had been one of the best parts.
The kids love the slap.
I mean, even the stab in the eye to Mr. Paul, that was like for what? Who? Frederick Douglass and them. I was just so pleased. But I mean, it ended well, but you know, it was up and down for me.
So let me interpret that for the audience, what Keysha is saying here, because it's important to know who Keysha is in order to understand her comments. So Keysha, she's a good, wholesome Christian young lady, okay? But as you well know, some cussing and some drinking Christians and stuff like that. And so when the reason why the violence, like the slapping and the stabbing and stuff, is the best parts for us, because she self-admittedly got a little freak in her. So she said this on many occasions. So that's the reason why the slapping and stabbing and all that, that's when she perked up. Like, this shit getting good.
Yeah, exactly. Let me sit on the edge of my seat.
I just need the audience to understand how we got it.
That was my life before I found the Lord.
Hey, we didn't all come from somewhere. Right,
And now that I know Jesus, and I've been behind the walls of Lou Sterrett, I know how to keep my hands to myself.
Wow.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. She went deep on that one.
Yeah, didn't she?
Yeah, she went real deep.
You see how she rocking? That's how I know it ain't all the way out of it. Yeah.
A-Trap. Initial thoughts.
Hey, man, I love the movie from start to beginning. The reason being, y'all know I'm a nerd. I knew this is actually an actual story in the 60s that they found a group of Black people who were on a plantation who didn't know about the emancipation. Mm-hmm. And the entire movie was a tremendous metaphor for our community, how if you get a Black man and a Black woman together, they can do anything. And our ignorance allows us to stay blinded. So I loved it.
Awesome. Let me jump in right there because that's exactly where I started with that A-Trap. That was my first note. I said, interesting perspective on the end of slavery. How many other stories are similar? Countless, I'd imagine. And how many movies have we been given that actually approach slavery or the end of slavery from this perspective? And we're talking about, they were in what, 1973?
73.
So we're talking about over 100 years or so, they still ignorant to what's going on. Man, that's strong, and they just ride through the forest of the highway to the rest of civilization, so I appreciated the again, while the acting may not have been the best, Charlotte even made a comment where she says, I don't like Common as an actor, as you see illustrated below. So the acting may not have been fantastic in it at all, but I gave them credit for the art of the story, if that makes any sense, the perspective of the story to attack it from that particular direction.
Yeah. And my initial thoughts after reading the description, I thought this was some type of time travel. I'm like, how do you run? That was like a slavery time travel movie. This ain't making no sense.
All right, that's okay. BS3 Studios. Let's go ahead and watch this time traveling slave movie. You think we can write the screenplay on this?
Making Vampire.
So I'm like, how do you leave a plantation in 1973? So I watched it off of that curiosity. So that now this comment here with Charlotte, Keke Palmer, seeing her in child movies and now. I don't think it's not a struggle because she's grown up now and she don't look like a kid no more. So
and they did a good job uglying it up too. So,
but Common was fine though. I don't expect y'all to agree.
I don't.
But Common was fine.
I think Common was just Common.
Fine.
Common need less talking parts. How about that? Because his acting ain't believable to me.
You know what, man? I actually don't like Common, even in his music.
Really?
But that's surprising considering his consciousness is on the level that you kind of rock with from time to time. From
I mean, he got the message, but I ain't. Like Talib Kweli, they are great at what they do. It's just I ain't.
No, it's not your thing.
I ain't cutting grass in their backyard, Jack.
Okay, kind of like I feel about LeBron. I got you.
Exactly.
It's scary to think about white people still having the ability to pull that off so blatantly. I just couldn't fathom that it was 19. Now, the real story was 1963.
Right.
Now, this was 1973, another 10 years. But you talk about the amount of years between Emancipation Proclamation to that point. And you never at all ran into it, or I'm not surprised because
but why would it? You don't leave, they don't, some slave owners wouldn't ever let you leave the plantation unless you snuck off, we've been seeing movies where they basically had trustees in the sense that you got the guy that drive the wagon because they drive the master around everywhere, or we've seen them be able to go visit the plantation next over, right? Stuff like that. But we got to assume that not all plantations were like that, because the more freedom you give them, the more opportunities for escape and things of that nature. So, again, that's why there's probably countless stories like this that we just ain't been told, And hey, I got news for you. This country is big enough, and West Virginia and Alabama and Mississippi and Arkansas got enough places. Hell, you don't know what the hell is out there right now in terms of what some people may be in and what some people may not. And then again, for her to say it's scary to think about the white people's ability to be able to pull that off so blatantly. Well, guess what? They pulling off a hell of a big trick right now, too, and keeping us a lot of folks dumb about shit that's going on. So it's not slavery, but it's slave mentality. So again, they still pulling the shit off, if you ask me.
Brilliantly. We're live right now on Roku TV, BS3 Space TV. Add it. Also go to the website, BS3 TV Live. You can check out all of the content on demand. We're live on YouTube as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, click that bell. Be on top of all the content. We got shows every day of the week. All right, so the beginning. What'd you say?
It's okay. It's okay.
No, because I want to hear what he has to say too.
No, it's okay.
That's his punishment. He got to sit on the bench in the Ferris quad. I think is what he was trying to do.
Like he coming off the bench.
Now tell us what you think, baby.
Man. No, I'm good. Yeah, next segment. Yeah.
Was it any ugly children?
No, what are ugly kids in this one?
There's some ugly adults.
Well, there's some ugly white boys, but whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
This ain't my movie this week, man. I'll let y'all have it. I'm just here. I ain't trying to be that deep, man. This movie was trash.
Man, no, man. You got to go in at least. No. You got to be willing.
If it was trash, you got to tell us. If we didn't so some of our perspective that H-Rap and I just gave didn't change you none.
Oh no.
No. Oh no. I love it.
It's great. I mean, I respect y'all's standpoint, but it was trash. It was toilet water, but whatever. Next.
Garbage truck juice.
No, that's cool. Right. Y'all like what you like, but it was garbage. Next. What's the next segment? What's the next? Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Being take control, man.
The beginning of the movie, she's running.
Sorry.
He's sorry.
Yeah, see, we talked about a little bit of stuff. So share that stuff you said earlier.
Oh yeah, because it's trash. It's garbage. Like I was like, what is this? What is this coffee versus slavery? What is this shit? I don't know what the hell.
Did you say coffee versus slavery?
Yeah, it was like it went coffee versus slavery to Trouble Man to Cleopatra Jones. Like what the fuck?
Trouble Man is a good movie, man. It's a damn good movie.
Oh yeah, that movie was great, but I was like, what the hell is this crossover shit? I'm like, what the hell am I watching? No. And then 1 minute the afro's intact, the next minute it looked like she'd been in the backseat of a El Camino. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
El Caminos don't have back seats, I don't think.
My point. My point.
Seen a four-door El Camino in my life.
Yeah. She did go from a
pickup truck.
From plastic to afro. Real quick.
So is it safe to say that you didn't like the movie?
It's very safe to say. It's Red Cross safe, actually. This is garbage.
Red Cross.
This
is.
But I'm not gonna ruin the show.
Hey, all I gotta say is
this. To try to warn Alice when Alice asked her what's out there. At least
Dr. Gates didn't do it.
That we know of. That's true.
I said for what we know, yeah. You might have been one of the producers or something.
Consultant.
Maybe. But this is a good point, Charlotte. When she was saying what's out there, or maybe Alice asked her what's out there. The whole world, can't you see it? She said that like twice. So I'm like, was she trying to convince her to run away, or was she senile, or what was y'all's?
Yeah, because she kept looking past her as if she saw something.
So, I think she was trying to give her a subliminal kind of little message, like, you're missing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with me, I think that they knew. I think the elders knew it was something out there. Being in such a segregated city like Chicago, you understand these things. 1989, I went with my man Fontaine, and he asked me to go to prom with this girl, and they met us downtown Chicago. We were 10 minutes late, and they got hysterical because they had never been downtown Chicago. So it resonated with me. Common even has a song. He said, the lyrics go, I asked my man how does traveling the world sound. I find it hard to imagine. He hadn't been past downtown. So being in Chicago and being so segregated, if you're from the west side, you don't go south. If you're from the south side, you don't go west. And if you're from the south or the west side, you don't go north. So it resonated with me keenly, and maybe that's why Keke and and Common produced this, because they are coming from a perspective of Chicagoans.
Good point. Good point. So the dynamic of Joseph, which was her I guess soon to be husband, and how he kind of had a inkling that he needed to get out of there. And he ends up, they end up getting married, which they kind of showed that part, which
secret wedding,
secret wedding, exactly. And then he ends up coming outside to move that hog or whatever. I guess that was a hog that they came out and told him to move it.
Mm-hmm.
But so what was you guys' take on Joseph, him and his relationship with Alice? Doc, I'll go to you.
Emasculated. That's what resonated with me as far as his whole role. You know, how oftentimes they had him, you know, like he was standing like this most of the time, you know, like cowered down to slave master and stuff like that. So that piece stood out for me time and time again, you know. And whenever they came back together, I wonder how Alice is seeing him, you know, now after she spent time on that, you know, thing with the little cage or mask on her head, the metal mask or whatever it was, tied to the pole in the front, and, you know, basically him having to watch her through that and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, to me, that's how I saw his role, period. You know, even though he was, you know, with her, they agreed, because remember, they were reading books and stuff like that together, you know, because you remember at the beginning when they brought that book in there, you know, after that day had been troubled, one of them said, not today with that, you know, so that illustrated that they did that on a regular basis, you know, so he probably got his notion for what was on the outside through reading. So it didn't surprise me. But again, what stood out more was the fact that how emasculated he was.
Yeah. Keysha?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured he was definitely emasculated, especially where he got his ass whooped for killing that rabbit. And like, was that a rabbit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was that a rabbit?
Yeah,
that black rabbit.
So, you know, yeah. So it was like, you know, like, dang, you know, like, and she had to stand there and watch that, you know. But you know, she dropped the glass, of course, but it was just
Yeah. I mean, that's which most slave movies, they're gonna put that part in it, because that was the dynamic. You couldn't do anything on one end, you couldn't do anything on the other end.
Right.
You basically had to watch
if
it.
you do, damn if you don't.
Exactly. That was pretty much it. Now
but
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But what, I mean, like, why would he get beaten for killing the rabbit? Like, I mean, that's what I did. I didn't get that.
Yeah, because you would think that was a source of food.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to help us eat. You really?
Well, I took it like this. I didn't think he got beat for the rabbit. If y'all paid close attention to it, the dude who was the plantation owner, he understood that she and homeboy had a connection. He was jealous. And remember, what Ben probably knows.
Because you could tell the way he was looking back and forth at him, trying to piece that look on their face.
Yeah. He figured it out.
Identified it. And a couple of weeks ago on my show, I even said it. Lynching isn't about destroying anything but the relationship between the black man and the black woman, because 100. I believe these white men are jealous that no matter what happens, they can break us down to buck private. They could strip us. They could literally, like the Levi's jeans thing, is really what they used to do to men, have two horses on both ends and rip a man in half. And our sisters will still love us no matter how many times y'all rape them, no matter how many times y'all attempt to destroy them. The black man will always be king to the black woman, and they know it, and he saw it, and he hated it because he can't do a damn thing about it. I think this movie was one gigantic metaphor it was one gigantic metaphor about what we need to do, how we get ahead, like the reading thing. No matter what happens, if you read, you can get out of this, because when you read, you can imagine. If you imagine, you will figure out a way. Reading presents questions. And then what was the very first thing she did when she went to Frank's or Fred or whatever his name, crib? He introduced her to books. He said, this is knowledge. And she immediately freed herself from the shackles of mental slavery, not physical slavery. Because if you notice, they never called them slaves. They called them
domestics.
Domestics.
If he said that one more time, I was like, how many times he can say domestics? But yeah, that was an interesting. I don't think I've heard it said like domestics. I mean, there was
brand new to me.
Even when she was reading the book, like slave, the term or the word slave to her was kind of like new, like she had never heard that.
Right, and part of that, by calling them domestics, then you can get away with that. Now I can have regular conversation with people who no longer have slaves, right? And I'm calling them domestics. I'm referring to them as that. It's not going to stand out to you. It's like, okay, he got some people that work at his crib. He's got a housekeeper or a butler or whatever. Those are domestics to a certain extent, right? By today's standards. So it was just part of the trick.
Yeah. Let me give a shout out to Golden Brooks. Thank you for tuning in. As well as Travelmatic, the new show on BS3 TV. Make sure to check that out. Our first travel show. He does traveling around the world. They also do a live stream Mondays at 6. So their content will be on demand on the channel. So big shout out to Travelmatic. Thank you for coming through. Man? All right. So yeah, man, it was the whole dynamic with Joseph and Alice. It's like you can only get so close. You're married, but you're not really married, because Paul was sleeping with Alice because that was unfortunately that was what
Sundays
went on.
Apparently. Remember, he said it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Gotta get that holy well somewhere.
Now the lighter. What'd you say?
What happened?
My man Wills.
Always coming with.
Hey, you never let us down, Jack. It is not. It will never be a letdown with Wilkes in the building.
Well,
the whole situation with the lighter. So he, Joseph, I guess somehow knew the lighter was there, because he like immediately ran and got the lighter. But the backstory of that was the guy that parachuted. Where the hell did he come from?
Apparently, well, again, it's just about knowing what's going on. You went to school in Atlanta, bro. Damn, Air Force Base down the street. So they were probably practicing, a routine or whatever they call rounds or whatever it is.
Yeah, Fort Benning, Georgia is where your paratroopers are trained at, one of the bases.
So,
the biggest one.
Yeah, so you end up in a bad situation, and then you land there and they killed you. And see, that's why it didn't really bother me, because I enjoyed it more than Wilkes and Keysha, because I was getting it. I understood it, and I had read that story before.
You connected with the story, yeah.
And then when you like everybody just starting to find out about Juneteenth, and I found out last year that the reason Juneteenth happened in June, it was because the dudes who had ended the war, they were on a train, stopped. It was a black unit that ended the war, and that same black unit was sent out to go town to town via train to educate people about their emancipation. Like Dog said, and when you went butt naked Virginia, they ain't get to you immediately. When you went Galveston, Georgia, Texas, they get to you last. But what about the people in West Texas? What about the people in New Mexico? So I got it, and it was just like I said, being a nerd kind of may have helped me with this whole situation.
And this paratrooper situation, the reason why they killed him is because he was like, he's gonna tell what time it is, or whatever. Yeah. So the dude's grandfather or whatever had told him about this guy who showed up from the sky who could make fire with his hands.
Yeah,
when they first said that, I didn't even know what the hell they was talking about. I started thinking about some sci-fi shit until he revealed the lighter, and that's how they saw it. It was fire with your hands, even though
the metaphor is Malcolm, Martin, and Fred Hampton. They were all known as Black Messiahs. Where does Jesus come? Out of the sky. You know, it's just we're gonna kill all the people who are going to bleed. It wasn't even, in my opinion, it wasn't even light. I mean, fire. It was light. Light being information.
That's what's up.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do all that. Fuck all that shit. Anyway, so when I saw it, I'm like, man, paratroopers carry guns. He gonna. I mean, is that where he got the gun from? I mean, he just drop in. You know, I'm like, really? You just gonna fall down out of the sky like that?
But he wouldn't have thought. He wouldn't have thought. He's in his own country. He wouldn't have thought that I'm parachuting somewhere.
Shit, he better think.
He what?
He black. He better think. What you talking about? They're still hanging his ass.
But it was 19, whatever it was at the time.
1973 or whatever year it was.
It would have been earlier than that because his great grandfather saw it. But still, he's
1946. They still hanging.
It's not like it ain't like his plane went down in fucking Russia. He was in America. He's not gonna land pulling out pistols.
I mean, shit. They walk around with white hoods on his dick.
Hold on, they were parachuting with pistols.
Cut the feed, man. Fuck that. You kidding me? Really?
Yeah, no, you come on. Paratroopers ain't gonna. You think every black paratrooper gonna have a gun ready to pull when he land because he landed somewhere else?
He should have had a fucking gun. These white boys on his ass. What you talking about, man?
Crazy as hell.
Ready to burn this
nigga. Gonna land.
Because
you didn't like the movie. Everything ain't outlandish. Nigga, what you talking about?
You done?
Yeah, you done and you finished. Yeah, that's what I'm at. He should have had a gun. This nigga trying to survive landing. Let alone who's gonna be there.
He landed all right. Ride his ass right into a noose. Man, fuck this shit.
He
had exactly a slave movie. That's the problem.
Booty water. What the fuck is this shit, man? Come on, man.
Keysha.
Next.
Yes, sir.
Next segment. Go ahead.
Nah, hold on. Keysha, go ahead. If you got something.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't saying. I thought you called my name. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm good. Go ahead, teach.
Have nothing.
Ben, take control of the show. Hey, what you sitting there screaming and grinning and shit?
I have nothing.
She's saying she ain't got nothing.
I'm still stuck on booty waters. But so I have nothing.
Yeah.
Being yes.
Bill Harvey, thank you for tuning in. They said, I love this dude. No homo. Come on, Wilson.
You talking about Will?
No homo.
Man, he's a guy from my show.
Appreciate you, Bill Harvey. Appreciate you.
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah.
Now Ben don't know how to review this from a constructive standpoint. It's like we reviewing films now. Shit. Stick to the script.
All right, so Joseph ends up being in this fight with
Hey Wilkes, don't stop, please. Don't stop.
No, man, all this deep ass shit, man. Fuck all that damn deep shit. I'm over that shit. Man, please. This movie was garbage. Trash. Next.
So let me just let me address this shit.
No.
So just like you see the movies differently, right? We've reviewed a ton of movies, right, over the time that we've been the Fourcast, and we see movies differently. Is it not possible that people, even in Hollywood, right, or wherever films are made at, they have this idea and this concept for this movie, and so they pitch it to the people who can make the movies, whether it's the studio owners or, at this particular case, I've learned that Keke Palmer and Common produced it or whatever, so they saw it a particular way. So the fact that A-Trap and even myself can pick up on what they saw, that's still relevant. Just
that's
because,
great,
guess what? Half of Hollywood Hollywood or 75% of Hollywood would probably see it the same way as you. I don't think that's a good story, but that doesn't discount the fact that it's not a good story. And that doesn't discount the fact that it does not have some deep shit to it.
Oh, it does. That's why I got my waders on. Next segment.
You hide, man.
Hey man, I'm being serious.
You hide.
Man.
All right, look. All right, moving on.
I am
All right,
sweating. Oh man.
Next.
Theodora hated it too.
Boo.
Damn it, man.
Theodora
Right, so
paid $6.99 to watch this movie. Who you kidding?
Hey man, I paid $6.99
Yeah,
and I'm
who you
watching that
kidding?
shit again before this shit expires.
I told y'all to watch it on Fire Stick on the cinema app. You wouldn't have to pay for it.
I was watching on the cinema app. It was so terrible. It kept looping. I was like,
Hey Ben, I thought your sister was in acting, not Keysha.
Nah, she was in Respect as an extra, but I don't know if she really going into it like that. But anyway, Joseph fighting with the guy. Who was that? Bill? That wasn't Paul. That was the other guy. And he end up. I don't even know if that guy had a name, but he end up wrestling the gun away. Why didn't he pick up the gun? I understand that.
Was stupid.
I don't understand that at all.
But he did F up that dude's arm though. I can't front.
He did.
But that don't
But
matter.
he ended up getting. You need the gun. Rick.
at least get the gun. Yeah, the thing that hit you.
You running away. That's why your ass got capped in the back, because you was dumb.
That's that gun that belonged to the paratrooper.
That remind me of Boys in the Hood. Like Ricky, man, you a football player. You can't run no zigzags, run no routes, no ducking
What
down.
you think the nigga was gonna run a down and out when he get shot at it?
Your life on the line.
You think he gonna run a post bat in hell?
Your life
in
on the line.
I was hopping around.
You think he gonna run a wheel route here to get out of getting shot?
Man,
your life was on the line.
Man, ran that 9, 10 yards and left.
Right.
All right, Keysha, I'm going to you. Give me your thoughts. He didn't get the gun. He could have got the gun, which maybe would have saved all of this because it was only him and Paul.
The way his character was already perceived as being ballless, that fell right into in line. He wouldn't even get that. Ballless, yes. Like he was just, he just a punk. You know, like he was.
I mean, they immediately had him. They immediately had him like on a short leash. Like he was just kind of like.
But Allen was. I mean, like he just.
That's true.
He was always scary, so we should have known we weren't gonna get that gun.
Ho.
And if
But
he did,
they may have. But you know what? But they may have done that on. They may have done that on purpose.
I think y'all. Let's not forget, homeboy is the homeboy put the idea running in Alice's head.
He didn't think it through.
No. That was his idea.
Remember,
that was his idea.
He dug up the soldier.
Oh,
he went and dug up the soldier. Got the lighter. Hey, baby, we gonna run. You know, so I can hit that.
Then that explains why he didn't get the gun because he's just thinking about running.
That's
right. See, he did. That's what I'm saying. He might be stupid, but I can't say.
Did he not? I mean, this is.
Did
he not know what the gun was? Did he not know what the gun was?
No. Slaves knew what gun was.
That would have been common sense to pick the gun up.
But think about it. See, I ain't finna let y'all kill my boy, man. That was my cousin on my auntie side. Look,
the auntie side.
He said he devised the plan to get away. Like y'all saying, he ain't the sharpest tack in the box.
But they may have done that on purpose.
But hold it. Y'all omitting this. When he wrestled with homeboy, he jumped up and went to get Alice. He wasn't even thinking get away. Let me get this girl so I get some coochie after this. No, I'm just playing. But he was like,
right.
He
did marry her.
He wasn't even thinking destroy the man.
Getting some of that nappy Sealy.
What?
I'm out.
And see, this is what's so now Wilkes is in classic Wilkes. He says some shit like this and then acts like, what? Why are you? What's so?
Yeah, I don't understand what the problem. Yeah, I don't.
Why did that elicit a reaction? I wasn't intending. I'm just saying some normal stuff.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand what the problem is. He got some nappy Sealy. He wants some nappy Sealy.
Everybody hate this movie. You know what?
He never did.
Literally everybody in the comments is.
You know what?
Like,
I don't like Big Illinois or Teddy. How about that?
I'm just saying.
He my little brother. She my big sister. I don't like.
You're speaking for the people.
Big Illinois to like every movie he sees since he didn't get to watch that many while he was locked up. Here, anything ought to be entertainment to you.
I see Golden. They don't know how to act.
Well, don't worry. We'll have you back next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, no kidding to me. Damn. I need the glasses bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
I need
saying.
the glasses bad.
Was there any points in this movie that you liked? Any? It's got to be at least one.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me answer that question.
When he slapped the white lady,
let me answer that question for you, Wilkes. The credits, motherfucker. That's what he liked because the shit was over.
Thank you.
That's what he liked.
Thank you. Exactly.
The credits started to roll. And
Come
hey, that's
through,
another
my
thing you got to give him. The movie wasn't that long, was it? It was like
It was.
What was
like
it? 90
minutes.
90
It
minutes.
was too long.
90 minutes. It was only 90.
It was longer than what it needed to be. The
gotta
first
give
45 minutes.
I mean, I knew what they were trying to do, but that was my fault for going in thinking, otherwise. But I got what they tried to do.
For the record, a lot of people love this movie.
And that's cool. I don't, hey.
Well, again, and that's my whole point. That's all I'm trying to illustrate with Wilkes is that
that's cool.
I mean, think about it. That's just how it is. That's what there's no movie that's ever been put out that somebody didn't hate. And there's no movie that been put out that somebody didn't love. Exactly. I submit to you as evidence number 101, Pootie Tang. It's still some ignorant motherfuckers that like that movie, right? So again, even somebody like booty juice, right?
I like Pootie Tang.
Booty juice, you heard him.
Pootie Tang was the best thing created in that year by
75 minutes. That's an hour and 15 minutes. That's
Thank you, Keysha. She coming back. If I'm never on, we got to bring Keysha on. Shout out to Keysha.
Keysha can't come back. She's grading papers. Next. Can we
with a good lipstick. Yeah.
Right.
Who suggested this movie? It was me. Me and
no,
we don't.
Black Swan.
We don't ever know what a movie's gonna be before we go watch it.
Well, I mean, we don't watch it.
You don't kill the suggestion,
Except Pootie Tang. I give anything a chance. Except Pootie Tang.
I don't want you Negroes to watch.
You need to watch Pootie Tang with an open mind.
Nah,
and you
watch that Jappy dugout.
Hey, Keysha, don't degrade Keysha.
No, I'm gonna let y'all have it. H-Rap don't want me watching it. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
I don't want y'all watching it.
Good,
if y'all watch Pootie Tang, it's just like when white people start getting into hip hop.
Yeah, that's like white people. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get on that real quick. That's like white people liking Wu-Tang all of a sudden. Like, what y'all
doing? That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want y'all to stop watching Pootie. It's a classic. I don't want y'all catching up to it. No, don't watch Pootie.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to beg me. You've gone too far. You don't have to ask us again not to watch it. Okay, we said that shit the first time.
I ain't bring up Pootie this week. I'm not bringing up Pootie to you heathens no more. Put Satan behind me, Jesus. Elevate.
I'll bring it up. Sawdust.
Grind your pity on the right.
Let's go on and cut the feed now so we can move on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, this movie was too long. The setup was like 45 minutes.
It was.
I think that was entirely too long. It didn't have to be that long. This movie really could have been an hour.
It wasn't for me. You know, I
Ain't no
respect
movies
that.
out there, no hour, man. What you talking about? Man?
I'm saying
the folks ought to be giving credit for the shit only being an hour and 15 minutes, man. And you still got a problem with
it
the
was an
length
hour
of it.
and it was an hour and 39 minutes. It wasn't an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I took her at her word. She said it's 75 minutes.
At least
So
give
I
me 8
figured she
minutes.
looked it up.
Hey.
Yes. Let's do a review. Let's do a review.
No, Teddy. No. Nope. Nope. I'm boycotting.
Okay, it was actually an hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
But it didn't feel that long.
Don't Keys degrade. We ain't got to defend our excellent.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of it was spent on the plantation, and then of course her kind of discovering certain things, and it kind of went from there. But
this dude.
Wait a minute. What?
Exactly. I mean, at least show me some frontage. I mean, I can't get no nappy dugout.
Are you serious? I'm out. First of all.
Next.
I personally didn't want any because I figured, well, I'm going to be quiet.
Next.
Nappy dugout.
They didn't have shavers back. They wasn't shaving back then. Let's keep it in context.
For me, is that they wasn't showering and taking no baths every day either, which is why I didn't want to see it.
I don't need it. I just want to see. It's probably sour. I mean, damn. Can we move on, please? You've been in the cotton fields all day. I know it's musty under there.
Right, which is why I got no interest.
I know they rubbing together.
Bill Harvey.
Next.
Let me see them cheese.
I mean,
Look at this food right here.
Hey, toss them around, man. Come on, Bill. Come on, Bill with the red cup. Come on, Bill.
So you would have been okay if you saw some cheeks clapping and nappy dugout and some titties. Really?
Something. I mean, a little bit. Maybe I would have changed my mic rating, but I don't know.
Wow.
What they say, MJG, what they say, bend over, let me see it.
And maybe I would have had a beauty of the week if you'd have shown something, because I showed that got one.
Hey.
That was UGK. Thank you very much.
UGK and MJG, baby. Let's go.
Keysha know hip hop and Pootie.
Well, she should know Pootie and Nappy Dugout go together. So let's go.
Don't talk.
Next.
Moving on.
Next.
Yeah. What we reviewing next week?
We're gonna do Pootie or The Last Dragon.
No. Negative. The
Last Dragon. Hold on. The Last Dragon was not that bad.
Negative.
It was nothing related to martial arts.
You invited to the cookout.
Thank you. Have y'all done Django?
Next.
No, we don't want to do that one. That's what we can watch on our own.
I don't want y'all. Hey, Teddy, we don't want to watch Bo. You ain't even Teddy on this one, Bo. We ain't watching. I don't want them to watch. I don't want these heathens nowhere near Pootie.
Wrap it up.
I'll take it.
Man.
Wrap it up.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. The moment that she slapped, what was that, Rachel or whoever her name was?
Rachel.
That was the highlight of the movie. That was the highlight of the movie.
Let's give our Mike ratings.
She gave it that Will Smith.
Okay, let me ask you this question real quick. Music fan. No, you didn't even pick up the soundtrack. Nothing good on the soundtrack or anything? Because I did. I got a couple of nice cuts off of that. One of them was Nobody Knows, which is the gospel song by Pastor T.L. Barrett and the Youth for Christ Choir. That joint is banging.
I immediately added that.
I gotta stop.
Me too.
I gotta learn how to watch movies and listen for the music. I don't be hearing these.
Yeah, H-Rap said you don't listen for the music.
I never hear the damn music, man.
You didn't hear the song that Common was dancing to when he was trying to get her to understand what.
Yeah, I heard that, but he played that in the movie. I'm telling y'all, without be like, it's a banging soundtrack. I have to go back and watch the movie and be like, oh, they did play this. I don't be hearing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Nobody Knows strong.
Yeah, I added that to the playlist right after that.
Let's give our Mike our ratings real quick, and with the last 30 minutes, let's discuss a little of this Kevin Samuel shit.
All right, that'll work. All right, our guests, Keysha, 1 to 5 mics, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best.
I give it
generous, man.
I give it 3. I mean, it has some good points, but it did kind of drag on in the beginning. And you could lose interest in it. So I'll give it 3.
Okay.
All right, Doc.
And thank you for the compliment, Doc. Calling me generous.
Yeah, that was generous. I give it 2.5 stars, or Mike, excuse me. I don't think it kind of deserves. It's right in the middle, and again, I'm being generous because I connected with the art of it, the message of it, so to speak, and what probably the writers intended, the directors intended. So that's why I give it a 2.5. It wasn't great. 73% of Google users liked the movie, even though it didn't score well on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, but 2.5,
white people.
2.5 mics, I give it.
A-Trap.
I'm gonna go with 3 with my fellow Pootie lover. Nah, man. See, okay, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna do the 3. I did the 3 because as Doc stated, I saw the art in it. I saw what basically, in short, I appreciated this movie because of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow on my show. If you tune in to my show tomorrow, you'll understand why I really appreciated this, and it is solely because it showed the power of when Black women get in step, they are unstoppable, and that scares the hell out of traditional.
Get in step. Well, finish that thought. It seemed like it's some more to that. Get in step with what?
No, when they get on board, when they say we own this shit, your ass is in trouble. Cause look, these people are fucking with Black women at all times, and they gonna fuck around. In the United States of America, gonna fuck around and find out what happens when you keep fucking with sisters. Okay. And they find it out slowly but surely, and they are like I said, tomorrow, my entire show. I've done absolutely no research. I've done very little research for my show. Excuse me. I've done very little current research for my show tomorrow because I'm gonna talk about what's going on with the situation. And like when Wilkes was mentioned, coffee. What does coffee? What does in these movies? It just shows the power of when sisters get their shit in line. My mother, my aunts, my sisters, my homegirls that are friends. My homegirl Ray Ray just got a master's degree after having a baby at age 15. You know what I mean? It's just the greatest fear in the world. Well, the greatest fear in America and in these white nationalists is to allow sisters to motivate these brothers to get up off their ass. And if it happens, that's their ass. And we're not here, and it just shows you we're not here. And it's the overarching message, in my opinion, was we're not here to destroy y'all. We just want y'all to leave us the fuck alone. Because every time we stand up, y'all come and kick our drawers in our ass. And eventually these sisters are going to put a plate on our ass and our drawers ain't going to go in there. And then that's y'all ass. So we're going to throw this bullshit. And that's just the way I got it. I understand why Wilson and everybody else didn't like it because this is my lane. This movie is totally my lane. History, Black empowerment, the way I feel about Black women. Because
I gotta interject real quick.
Okay.
I think this movie can exist separately from that, though. I get the message and I get the point, and I think this movie can exist because it's wrapped in all of that. I mean, we saw Fred Hampton, we saw Malcolm X. I think it can exist outside of that because that's just what it was clothed in. That's what it was draped in. And delivering that message. I mean, the movie still sucks, but go ahead. Your point is valid.
And you know what, Wilkes? I'm not even saying that the movie don't suck. I'm saying I like it because of who I am. It spoke to me.
Right.
I understand why people don't like it.
Which if the Fourcast doesn't do anything else, gentlemen, this is the same show that got some shit out of King fucking Kong versus Godzilla in terms of how it related to our folks and our struggle.
And that's
so if you don't get anything out of the
Right.
forecast, you get a
Right.
way to look at movies from a different perspective. You know,
Right.
And I love that. And I love that H-Rap is on fire the way he is, and Doc is definitely on fire. But now for me, the movie just fucking was trash. I mean,
Yeah.
not in the
Right.
penicillin way.
No,
in a good way.
no, sorry, no herpes and nothing like that. But you know,
But like a month ago, y'all hated Raw. I still love it.
I didn't
Right.
hurt. Well, I said it didn't hold up. It wasn't that great.
Right. I
You're
think
right.
it does.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't as
I think
relevant
it
as
does.
it was.
But I get it.
But see, that's the thing. That's what's wrong with society now. I think
Thank you, Wilkes. Speak.
we can't come to a terms of, hey, I respect your opinion, I respect your views without tearing somebody else down.
Thank you.
I still love y'all, you know, hell, to the damn end of time. It's just
Like
that
play cousin.
I can still respect you. I can still respect I can still respect your standpoint. I can still respect you at the end of the day and move on. I think somebody made a post one time. It's like, you know, I saw a post that in the comment was the person made a post. I didn't agree with what they said, but I still respected the person because I knew who the person was. Now, their beliefs, if our beliefs didn't line up, that's okay though, because that's how you see it. And I think that's the problem with society today. We get so upset because everybody's not on board with me. Everybody's not on board with the way I think. I don't need you to think the way I think.
Facts.
Because it's not going to, at the end of the day, it's not going to pan out like that. Because I'm still going to veer a little bit and you're not going to be with it.
Yeah, and it's necessary. It's necessary that we see things differently.
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll say this too, which we talked about this multiple times. That's life. Not everybody's gonna agree. Not everybody, not every movie that we reviewed, we've all loved. Like Beckett, I think most of us hate it.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
like that. So, you know,
we didn't agree with our sex partners all the time. So, you know, it was one of those, you know, the coochie was terrible over here, was terrible over there. I mean, you know.
Damn. Really?
Let's be honest. I mean, we being real. I mean, let's stop. Like, we ain't never had no sleepy sex. Let's stop. I mean, can we be honest? I mean, let's stop. Can we stop? Okay, continue.
So you saying we was agreeable till we got the draws? Is that what you're
right?
saying?
Exactly. Then we found out it was trash. I mean,
God.
Can we be honest? I mean,
now I can talk shit to it. Now I can talk shit to it. It ain't trash.
I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest. I mean, hello. I mean, you know. All right. Well, continue. Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna say you're gonna give this a 0. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give it one mic.
Okay.
Like Nas, all I need is one mic. I'm gonna give it one mic.
Yes, Bill.
Bill Harvey said that someone see Bill had tuned out until he heard coochie. Then he perked back up.
Come on, Bill.
The whole time
I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't think it was horrible. I don't think it was great. It was in the middle. That's what I give it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Doc, you want to change gear to Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, this Kevin Samuels deal. Man Talk kind of touched on it a little bit as well, which is, you know, to me the most interesting part. I can't say that I'm surprised by it, but it is pitiful.
Well,
this man.
You said you're not surprised that he died? Or you're not?
No. I'm not surprised by their reaction. I was going to get to that, but it's pitiful that these women, a lot of them, reacted in the way they did. You know, basically happy that this dude died. Right?
I was very surprised.
It's like, you know, this dude wasn't your enemy like that. You know, this is not your mortal enemy. You know, this is just a dude who, just like we've illustrated before, had a difference of opinion with you. You know, and you know, and a lot of folks think, I'm included, that his message was not erroneous. His delivery may have left a little bit to be desired, but I'm gonna say this: spot the lie.
Keysha, you.
I mean, the thing is, I want to hear from K5.
Spot the lie.
Well,
I guess his signal didn't do as good. TV must have turned out.
honestly, I don't know anything about this man. I've heard about him, but I've never listened to anything he's had to say. Now I would never, praise or get excited about somebody dying, but it was just from what I've heard about him, he was kind of raw. But I mean, in some cases we all can be a little raw, because I mean, if a woman ain't doing right, I mean, I probably be the first one to say something too. And I mean, I am a woman, but it's just it didn't really bother me.
So just to bring you up to speed on his overall message, basically, this is a cat who, now, first of all, what you should know is that this guy spent the first 2 years of his YouTube existence basically checking men, and telling us that we need to raise our level of performance and trying to get better, and how you represent yourself and income and dress and all that other kind of stuff, right? Nobody had anything to say about it. He was virtually a no-name unknown. When he started checking women, it blew up. Right. And basically what he was trying to talk to him about, he was taking callers, and they were like, the majority of the women were talking about how they wanted a high value man. What do I need to do to get a high value man? And how that was defined, a lot of cases, was a guy making 6 figures or above. Right. And all he was basically trying to say was that a dude who makes 6 figures represent less than 10% of the men that are out there. So if you want to get somebody in the less than 10% category, do you qualify for somebody that's less than 10%? Let's review who you are. And then he started asking, come to find out, you 30, 40 years old, 2 or 3 kids, et cetera. He's like, why would that guy want you when he can go get someone else who doesn't have any kids that he doesn't have to worry about, who is a lot friendlier, who is, maybe a lot, his deal was fit, feminine, and friendly. That's what he said. If you want to qualify for this guy, that's who you need to be. And he also took up for the average guy who made $50,000 or $60,000 a year. And he goes, why do you want to why is this guy not your target? The $50,000 or $66,000 a year guy. Why are we so easily dismissing them? So he defended them as well, but nobody talked about him defending those guys. He only talked about him, quote unquote, downing the women, or how raw he was. But his message, as far as I'm concerned, was on point the majority of the time, but they didn't like the way he delivered his message.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think his intentions, and from what I've heard and seen, and I didn't follow him like that. I mean, I kind of noticed him during the pandemic.
You can't help but miss him. You couldn't.
He was everywhere.
Because during the pandemic, that's when he really started kind of picking up steam.
Yep.
And I didn't know much about him, but I just felt like, so his delivery is a little rough for some of the ladies and some of the guys. I don't know, but I just think if you can listen through that, that direct tone, or you feel like it's, a critique, I think on the other side, it kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, well, maybe there is a certain thing here or there, but I don't know. But I was more surprised at like how many people were just, I say I shouldn't be, because people are going to be people, but some of the people that were just like, oh, well, goodbye, glad he's dead, kind of one of those things, I'm like, death's going to come for all of us, even.
That's right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I heard that death was one of the best inventions ever. You can't get around it.
Mm-hmm. It's a sure thing.
You can't get around it. It's coming for all of us.
What's funny about that dude, though? When he was killing dudes for being deadbeat dads and low lives, nobody paid attention to him. He started kicking women in the ass.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And most people who had a comment about him were only looking at clips. They were not sitting through his entire shows. They were just listening to sound bites and then having an opinion about the sound bite, but didn't get the full context of what he was saying.
But they never. They also, what I didn't understand, why didn't they go after the women that were on the segment talking? They never mentioned those women that seem to not have a problem with the critique.
And to the point of Big Illinois, they continued to go on his show.
Right.
He didn't call them; they called.
Right.
And to Bill's point, was that iceberg lettuce or was that just regular lettuce? Roman lettuce? He was.
And there was a rumor. There was a rumor that he was gay. Now, I don't know that. I don't think anybody has evidence to prove that, but there was a rumor that
was Atlanta. So
I mean, yeah, that was one of the ways they deflected, you know. And he always said that's the first thing you do. You hear something you don't like, you start coming out. I'm gay and I'm this and I'm that. You know, hey, what does that got to do with? Is my point valid or not?
Right.
You know,
right,
I don't give a shit if he had 12 boyfriends.
He wet the bed or he not wet the bed.
Yeah, I don't care if he pill a biting every night. What that got to do with anything? Hell, is it?
I mean,
what?
I mean, if he getting the Louisville Slugger, that's his business.
That's his business, you know. But what was the point valid? That's what the key is. Or was it less valid?
No, don't be sorry. Good.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
But I heard that
he was like an old grandfather. Delivery was harsh at times, but
yeah.
I bet the delivery was hard at times, like an old grandfather.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I got you, man. Stop it. Go ahead, Keysha.
No, I was saying that I was told that the type of woman that he was dogging out, that was the type of woman he died on top.
That's what I heard too. I did.
Yeah.
Or overweight to his standards, yeah. And I think too, Information Man did a show about this on Sunday, which that dude did a marathon show. That show was 8 hours. I don't know how
8 hours.
8
hours. It's probably enough people with
but a lot
opinions
of people coming on with opinions.
Wow.
But one thing he said is that, and this dude does his research, but one thing he did say is that his thing was like, women are gonna die alone. And the sad part is he died alone. Like he I don't, from what I understand, he wasn't in a relationship.
You know damn well, supposedly women outlive men.
Right. They brought up that point too. So like the stuff he was saying, obviously it was on a case-by-case basis. I mean, this is just what I'm assuming. I don't think he didn't just blanketly say all types of stuff because he was talking to one person one-on-one. It just happened to be on the internet.
But he talked about, but he said he spoke in generalities, and a lot of times when people say, "Well, not all women are like that," and he's like, "Don't come talking about not all women are this and not all men are this," because we have to speak in generalities in this type of a format. You know, let's just go ahead and consider. Let's stipulate to that fact. We know not everybody is like this, and not everybody is like that. Let's move past that point so we can get to some constructive dialogue. And what I'm going to say is that if you want to be productive as a human being, I'm telling you right now, set aside the delivery, pay attention to the message. Set aside. I'm gonna even tell you this: set aside the messenger, and we'll segue right on into pastors. How many pastors you find out that they personal lives, they got this going on and that going on, and women on the side, and all this other stuff? Does that discount their message?
Right.
And
we said that a few weeks ago. The word of God is going to go forth regardless.
That's right. The messenger is flawed, but the message is divine.
It's going to go.
If you live life trying to get the message, and all you're getting, get an understanding. Forget the rest of the junk.
And when you're getting your prostate pushed in every night, I mean, this is what's going to happen.
Jesus.
Let's sign off.
No.
What?
Let's just finish this, please.
What? I don't understand what the
hit the theme, Expo.
Baby,
did I miss something? Did I miss?
Nah, you didn't.
Did you not hear what you just said?
Dating a proctologist.
I'm sorry. What?
Don't worry about what he just said.
Don't
Let me get to this comment. Yes, because she or sis was thick. I honestly think he did most of his lives for entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing was,
and he never said he didn't see. That's another thing. Let's just talk about this comment. He never said that he didn't like thick women.
Right.
He didn't say that. He was talking from a perspective of what the average high value guy was going to want, right, or are likely to want. And so all the time, viewers would say, "Well, some men like thick women." come on, are we gonna really argue
we'll
semantics
do that
about this
again.
thing?
Right.
Yeah, of course they do. He's talking in generality. So the fact that he was with a big sister, hey, that's what it was. You know, see, if you find me with a big woman, I'm holding it for the police. But that's just me.
Yeah. See, there you go. You got a couple for the police and rub that stomach area. That area on the side right there.
And,
right
and
there
his whole his whole thing works.
Rub that cradle section. Where the stomach cradles a little bit. You got to rub that section.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorite parts.
The dude had over a million.
That's the week. We call that the we go together.
Hey, that big talk. What you say, big? Somebody gonna say big.
Sorry.
He had over a million subscribers. So what he was doing was working. Whether people
you don't get that by accident. Come on, guys.
I'm going to take up his mantle.
Hey, it's one worthy of being taken up. I promise you.
Somebody sure will probably.
But that ain't gonna work for you though, A-Trap. Your delivery too nice.
No, man. You trying to hang?
They not gonna hate you enough.
Yeah.
Trust me. Come to Chicago.
You need to be hated.
All right, what's coming up? What's coming up tomorrow on Queen 3 and King?
Shit, I don't know. We gonna
do
a show.
I don't need a man.
Is that what it is? Hang on, let me go.
Let
me look it up real quick.
Keysha, right?
I think it is.
Is it?
Yep. I don't need a man.
Me either.
Sorry.
Yeah, what they say then.
I'm cool on homeboys.
A little penitentiary action.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So I don't need a man. I don't need no man. And I said it like that intentionally. So we're going to discuss what do women mean when they say they don't need a man? Are they being honest? Are they speaking of, from a perspective of hurt without healing? We're going to talk about this shit.
They don't need no man, but wait till one of their kids got a project from school and they got to load that software on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't drive down the Hershey Highway.
How you doing, Keysha? I see you over there. Wow. You good? Wow. Hershey Highway?
Where the fuck did that come from? Just I don't understand. Why would you say that just out the blue?
I don't need no man.
It needs to be said. It needs to be said. He doesn't go down the Hershey Highway. Whether it be dark chocolate
or the Hershey Highway.
Oh, you know what the Hershey chocolate. You know what it is. You know what the Hershey Highway is.
The Snickers.
The express lane.
You know they took the lines off the Snickers.
No. Don't say what it is. It's the veins. It ain't the lines. Don't be trying to soft shoot this shit. Don't be trying to soft shoot this shit. They took the veins off the Snickers.
Yeah, they took the veins off the Snickers.
They took them off the regular size Snickers. They leaving them on the king size.
They leave them on king size. Yeah. See?
Oh, word.
A-Trap. Anything else you want to add on what's coming up on your show tomorrow? Anything else you want to add?
He's about to buy a whole bag.
Man.
Before all the veins gone. Hey, put them in the freezer.
I just want to look at him.
Wow.
That's okay. Oh, just the tip?
Wow.
Damn.
We done lost our
everybody.
PG-13 rating today.
Like, we ain't never been PG-13.
Right.
What you talking about? Go ahead, A-Trap.
Sorry, A-Trap, my bad.
It's cool. But tomorrow is probably what I believe is the most important show I ever do. We're going to talk about Roe versus Wade and how it's not about abortion. And we're going to talk about how Florida and the state of Texas are white nationalist breeding grounds in regards to legislation.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to talk about Florida and Texas. They tested in Texas and Florida, and then they spread it throughout the rest of the country. And talk about this whole Roe versus Wade and education. And like one of the things I'm going to touch on is this new law that they have. Like, for one, this abortion law in Texas is a revamping of the Fugitive Slave Act. In Texas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, if you pay for an Uber for somebody to catch a plane to Illinois to get an abortion, the Uber driver can go to jail. That's a revamping of the Fugitive Slave Act. If someone escapes and you know about it and you don't tell them, your ass is liable. Another thing in the state of Oklahoma, this education process, it started off, if it's a law, it started off, if I perceive it as offensive, you can't do it. Now perception can be used as legal jargon. Now it's if I feel. And then wait till you hear about the penalties that come along with if I feel that that's offensive. And then I'm talking about CRT, critical race theory. I'm not gonna go in depth with it, but it's just gonna show people the ignorance of the whole critical race theory conversation, seeing how it is an elective in law school, and 99.9% of the people in the United States of America will not be going to law school. So for you to argue that critical race theory shouldn't be taught in school, you a damn fool. So tomorrow, 6 p.m., I'll be calling people damn fools.
We'll be there.
You're a damn fool.
All right, so next week, Doc, you will not be here?
Maybe. It depends on what my signal will be from the Keys and Florida.
The fifth Beatle is back.
So we off next week?
What's on the list?
You got to work.
I was asking. Slave master, my bad.
Indentured.
Yeah, you got to work. Domestic. We got respect done.
Proclamation. Is the fifth
what was this turning everything white thing that I had down? There's something that had circles. Okay, maybe that's not a.
Yeah, that was a thing. It's turning. I think it's
the documentary or something.
Everything turning to white. I don't know if it's a.
I hadn't seen that.
There was something to that degree. It was on Showtime.
Is it the whitening of something?
Everything gonna be all white. Maybe that's
Showtime.
Yeah, that's a series though.
It's a series, yeah.
Instead of it's a play on. Instead of everything's gonna be all right, everything's gonna be all white. Is what it's called.
Now it's a 4-part. Let's see how long the episodes are.
At least an hour.
Probably an hour each. So it's about 4 hours. Yeah, Keysha, if you
I can't see it long.
Nah, that's too long. I mean, you don't want to do a 4-parter. I wouldn't think. Yeah, I'm just doing a little scroll.
But I'll do it though. I mean, if that's what you want to discuss, I'll do it.
What about there's a Showtime? Oh, that's a series too.
They got a couple of sports ones. They got Westbrook has one, Garnett has one when it kind of goes into their life.
Westbrook needs to go into a documentary about glasses.
Oh man,
because he the only dude I've ever seen hit the side of the backboard.
That guy, dude, and
he hits it consistently. That's glasses, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably doing it on purpose, man.
You got any thoughts? A-Trap, you normally got a good one.
I did have one, but I can't think of it right now. I did have one too, and then I got a question after we go off air because I don't want to say it on air, and then people be like,
"Don't worry, man. I softened them up tonight."
Omar Epps and Michael Ealy doing one called "The Devil You Know."
Oh, that's supposed to be damn good.
Why does that sound familiar? The Devil You Know.
But that's I only see it as early access on Amazon Prime.
It is because
which means
that's homeboy from Gary. He also did the brother who did the Star one of the Star
Wars. That does look like
Luke Cage.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
what is it called?
The Devil You Know.
The Devil You Know.
So it's on Amazon.
We're going to Big Illinois house and watch it because he got the Fire Stick.
He got it preloaded.
It's like $6.
Oh, $6?
Unless it's on
another $6?
Yeah. It's another $6.
Damn.
Let's do that one.
Free.
Use my cinema HD.
That's how you.
It's like free with Prime. You got American Refugee, and that's with who is that in there?
It's my baby. She's just getting off. Hi, y'all.
How's it going? How you doing?
Denise says I got that. I guess you already watched it. You saying?
What,
the devil you know?
I'll be watching. Maybe.
Okay.
Well, all right then.
We'll discuss it. I'll
be better next week.
In.
You said you'll be better next week?
I'll be better next week. This was garbage today. It's okay. Don't mind me though. Don't let me stop your shine. You know?
All right, A-Trap, close us
out. As usual, man. Thank everybody for coming in. Salute to Black Swan, Denise Milk and Cookies. We ain't announced them.
American Cookies.
And as usual, man. Salute to Reggie O'Shea and Craig Smith by saying, dream those dreams and man up a woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. And y'all already know. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Oh, yes.
All right. We're going to hit you with what you need to know. And also our Black-owned business of the week. So we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. It's Monday. Yep, we're back at it. May 9th, 2021. Number 1. In March, the country's annual inflation rate increased to 8.5%, the highest in over 40 years. A 2021 Bank of America survey has confirmed what many already know, how inflation hits racial groups unequally. Whether it's unemployment, the increasing cost of fuel, housing, or grocery items, people of color are often penalized at the gas pump and other cash registers at far greater numbers than white counterparts. Number 2. 2.5 months into the war in Ukraine, there are small glimpses of hope in that country as it continues its battle against the invasion by Russia. During her weekend trip to Eastern European countries, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden made a surprise visit to a western city in Ukraine. In what was described as a Mother's Day show of solidarity, Dr. Biden met with her Ukrainian counterpart, First Lady Olena Zelenska, calling for an end to this brutal war. Number 3, COVID continues to affect the return of our popular events. Willie Nelson is one of the main stage artists who canceled his performance at the New Orleans Jazz Fest and Heritage Festival after a case of the coronavirus hit his band. No replacement for the musician activist was announced. This news followed Melissa Etheridge's announcement that she too had to cancel her weekend performance at Jazz Fest after COVID hit her crew, but the great Mavis Staples stepped in to save the day there. Number 4. Since a group of 4 Black women spearheaded Crown legislation protecting against hair discrimination in 2019, it has passed or inspired similar laws in 14 states. Residents of states and jurisdictions without such protections in place are still being penalized for hair texture and protective styles, including locks, cornrows, twists, braids, bantu knots, and afros. Dyree Williams, a 17-year-old in Houston, has not been allowed to attend classes at his new school due to a dress code policy stating that braided hair or cornrows will not be allowed. The school reportedly denied the family's request for exemption after a meeting in person, and the district then denied a request for religious exemption. Number 5. National Nurses Week is underway, and the week of celebration continues until May 12th, the birthday of the founder of modern nursing, Florence Nightingale. Although many have honored the real bosses of hospitals and medical practices, the pandemic put the spotlight on frontline workers like nurses. The Nurses Week 2022 theme, Nurses Make a Difference. Check out the numerous businesses, including restaurants and clothing companies, offering freebies and discounts to our modern-day nurse heroes who make a difference every day. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Do the best you can and be patient with yourself. All right. right. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with comedians Chris Paul and Huggy Lowdown and social justice activist Coy Malone as we discuss today's top headlines and more. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month in the month of May, we are partnering with the Public Welfare Foundation to give away $500. $500. Go to my Instagram, Sybil Wilkes, for more information and to sign up. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
New and now open in Highland Village.
Hi, I'm LaTarsha.
And I'm JD.
And we are the owners of Room 5280 Escape Room here in Highland Village.
People always ask me, what is an escape room? Well, an escape room is a 60-minute adventure where you and a group of others are inside of a room and you're expected to solve the puzzles and everything inside of the room in order to escape. Here at Room 5280, we have 3 awesome themed rooms. There's the heist, where you actually break into a rich art collector's home, steal his money, and that's how you escape. We have the experiment. The experiment is actually my personal favorite. You conduct an actual experiment in order to escape from the room. And then there's the mystery, the Sherlock Holmes experience.
And in addition to those 3 themed rooms, behind this beautiful barn door, we have meeting rooms equipped to seat up to 30 individuals for your birthday parties, corporate events, bridal showers, or just a girls' night out. We also have a small intimate room that sits up to about 6 individuals that you can rent as well. And what sets us apart from some of the others is that we allow you to bring in your food and drinks for free.
So if you're looking for a great place for your next birthday party, your corporate team building event, make sure you try
Room 5280. And don't forget to book online.
Now cut that ribbon.